Jeff Landry was once a high-flying bookie. Then he changed careers. But many of his investors wish he'd stayed at the track. They've accused him of bolting with their life savings.
George. What? No. When do I get my money, Ty? And all these other people.
George, on the left, is owed a lot of money, and he reckons Jeff knows where it is.
Go away. I'm not going away.
Millions of dollars have gone missing.
He's good at it. He's really good at it, you know. So it's sell a bloody freezer to an Eskimo.
And there are many others who say they've lost their life savings.
Makes you just feel like life's not worth living because you've lost everything.
Oh, I'm sorry you felt that way. It really got that bad.
Yes.
As I found, Jeff hides inside and rarely ventures out, even to mow the lawn.
You're not going away? No. Excuse me, please.
There's plenty of people like George who want to confront him.
You're going to... No, I'm not restricting your movement. You can go around.
And the police wouldn't mind a quiet word too.
We will be alleging that victims were offered properties for sale, falsified documents were created, so the victims believe they were buying genuine properties when in actual fact they weren't.
To take away Olympic betting from bookmakers is just absolutely ridiculous.
In the halcyon days of bookmakers, in the era of Bill Waterhouse and Terry Page, there was Jeff Landry.
By the turn of the century, there'll probably be an elite group of a dozen bookmakers furling on the rails.
Who saw, way back then, that online gambling would shrink his business. So when the money from punters dried up, Landry got involved in using money from property investors around Australia for the Stony Creek estate in the foothills of Cairns. Detective Superintendent Linda Howlett heads the New South Wales Financial Crime Squad.
We will be alleging that he's falsified documents in order for these people to believe they're actually buying genuine properties.
There's no proof anywhere that any of these people's money went to the land.
George Barnes put in his retirement fund.
Initially about 400 and then another 600 and then another 1.2. So quite a lot of...
A couple of $1 million bucks.
Yeah.
A lifetime of hard work gone.
I've got stuffed bones and nerves to show for it, but that's life.
He said, "Oh, this looks like a fabulous opportunity for you, Karen."
Then there were mum and dad investors like Karen Kank.
It's ruined me. Absolutely nothing left. Got a house share, lost my business. The stress was just too much. I couldn't cope with both.
They're innocent victims. They're purchasing property which they believe are quite genuine, when in actual fact they're not genuine properties, and they're being fleeced of their life savings.
I'd sum it up as an illegal, unregistered managed investment scheme.
Paul Galea is a hard-working, honest Cairns solicitor who won't forget the day Jeff Landry came knocking.
I was contacted out of the blue and asked to redraft a document, a trust deed.
It was shonky paperwork.
Yes, absolutely. One of the things we can't do, never could even consider doing, is backdating documents, falsifying documents, or making up evidence for affidavits, for example, which is the other thing that he asked us to do.
Police say dozens of people put millions into the estate, and once it arrived, Paul alleges the paper shuffling soon began.
It has morphed and changed over the years through 2 or 3 investment companies, development companies, which were then subsequently phoenixed, liquidated. Yet, curiously enough, the underlying business of those companies remained in Landry's control and hands.
When Paul realised what Landry was doing, he confronted the former bookie.
He told me I had to choose a side, and if we didn't, he would ruin us.
He said it was $310,000.
Karen's property was put in her name, but it was managed by Landry.
And there was no bond lodged. And they paid the bond, the tenants informed me they paid the bond.
The investment was her retirement fund, but aside from no bond being lodged, she says she rarely got rent, and the home was never inspected as it was supposed to be. When the tenants walked, she discovered
Cockroach infested. It had about $40,000 worth of damage to it.
financially crippled, she begged Landry for help.
Yeah, he threatened me with jail. Said if I complained, I didn't know what I was complaining about. Said I'll send you away for 7 years. I can get you sent down for 7 years, he said.
That frightened you?
Yeah.
Her property is now selling for less than she paid for it, and no one wants it.
Do you think you paid over the odds for it?
Yes.
We have spoken to many other mum and dad investors, financially ruined and too embarrassed to go on camera.
But I've had no end of people who, having learned that we stood up to him, have come to me. People who claim to be victims of his, saying that they've given him over the years many millions of dollars. That these people are shattered. This was their life savings.
Just a ruthless, greedy man, a very wealthy man. Just be aware of him.
Landry was last seen heading back inside. Maybe not for too much longer.
Enjoy your solitude, Doc. Huh? Enjoy your solitude. Yeah.
Well, police have now formally requested an interview with ex-bookie Jeff Landry while his many victims are pursuing legal advice.